Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Welcome back to What's on Tap podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Stefan.
I'm your host, Martin.
And we are here to drink some beer, kick some ass. And we're all out of ass kicking, so we're going to drink beer.
So we brought in some reinforcements.
Yes, we did. Because we're going to get rowdy, be a bar fight, we're going to break some shit. Not my shit. You guys need to bring your own shit to break, because I ain't got time for that.
So shit breaker number one is Marcus, fan of the show, and
returning guest.
And best brewer in Skåne.
Yes.
Maybe. Who knows?
No, we'll say best brewer in Skåne.
Yeah.
Not Sweden, because I'm not Tommy crazy, but Skåne. Yeah.
And we have Pontus, best drinker in Skåne.
Oof, that's a tough call. I don't know. Yours not here, so.
No. Can't agree with that, but thanks.
Best guy.
Best guy in Skåne. Yeah.
Well, that is something, so.
That is something. And
best lightweight in Skåne.
Yeah.
And Pontus actually brought a beer, but we will get back to that a little bit later.
We are. Because first, we have a Moersleutel barcode beer. As always, when the new barcode beer comes out, we have it on the show. Even though I've tried to put a bit of a moratorium on the Moersleutel beers because we reviewed them so much last year.
I think they topped the list of breweries.
we hit them quite hard. I have that guild subscription, so it was hard not to. I think we had, in December alone, I think there was like 3 beers.
Oof.
So we're trying to give them a little bit of a rest, but when it comes to the barcode series, we have to jump on that. So we have 871-999-249-2947, otherwise known as Barcode Platinum and Orange, which is a bourbon barrel-aged imperial stout. And this was aged on Heaven Hill, Wild Turkey, and Belle Meade.
That's why it's called 871-999-249-2947. Now it makes sense.
Yeah. Because of the Belle Meade. But this is
totally
bourbon barrel aged imperial style, triple barrel aged, I guess. Comes in at 15%. Oof. And the label was designed by Rob Z. I'm really glad they put that on there.
I should become a label designer.
No doubt.
It's not that hard. Obviously.
One question though.
Yes.
Are they sure there are those barrels that have been aged on?
Well, I mean, I don't know why they would lie about it. Okay, are you like, no, this is not Heaven Hill. This is not Wild Turkey. This is not Belle Meade. This is just pure Jack Daniels and...
It smells more like Scottish whiskey barrels.
That could be the Belle Meade, because the Belle Meade is caramel spice and vanilla with hints of dried fruit and cinnamon.
It smells a bit peated in my opinion.
It does smell peated,
exactly.
yeah. It does smell very peated. There's a bit of smokiness to it, almost like a smoked malt kind of
it might
Rausch beer kind of.
Toasted bourbon barrels. I don't know.
Well, bourbon barrels in themselves have to be charred.
Yeah, but it's a heavy char instead of the regular light char. Who knows?
I think you're fucking your ass at this point.
I think there's
a light char. It's not like they go on with like a match. They set that shit on fire. I mean, that is a heavy char for bourbon barrels.
But they also known as they have both the light char and the heavy char and the medium char. There are different kind of how char they are.
All right. I think it depends on the brewery.
But yeah,
or the distillery, I guess.
But I googled Belle Meade and it's just a regular bourbon brewery.
I've never heard of it before. I'm not familiar with them.
Internet said regular taste of caramel and rye.
It's like you're like, man, bourbon,
super standard.
Yep. Ain't nothing special here. Keep moving.
It might just be the stout actually.
Yeah, it might be.
Let's try it.
Yes. All right.
Yeah. Let's try it.
I'm excited. Cheers. So far, we've all really enjoyed their barcode series in the past, and I don't expect anything less from this one.
There's definitely some peated flavors to this.
It is.
It's quite boozy.
It's boozier than it normally is. Normally these are pretty well-rounded, pretty mellow, but this is...
But aren't they usually 10%?
Well, this is 15. I think they're usually around 10 to 12%. This is a bit higher, and as we know with Moersleutel beers, once they get higher up those ABVs, they aren't able to mask the
Gasoline.
the heavy ABV like they do in their lower ABV beers.
Is it only me? I don't think it's booze at all.
No.
You don't think it's boozy?
No.
Oh, I got a lot of
Like,
booziness up through, like when I breathe out through my nose, there's a bit of a burn to it.
It's a bit thin in the flavor and in the taste. But I say it isn't that boozy at all for being 50%.
No.
Like if I would not taste it blind, I would say a maximum 10% ABV. Like it's.
I get a lot of alcohol heat in the roof of my mouth and back up through my nasal passages.
Yeah, so for me, it might be the peated part that masks the booziness.
I'm in with Pontus here because I don't really get the booziness either.
I do. I get really strong booziness off of this.
The aftertaste is just vapors.
Yeah.
Like vodka vapors.
No.
Wow.
We're broken.
This
Yes.
table is divided.
Yeah.
But that's pretty
we have
interesting.
the divide
Yeah,
there as well.
Yeah, we have the
physical
it's the
divider.
DiMaggio line of the table here. It's north versus south. It's east versus west. Yeah, this is actually my least favorite of the barcode series.
Least favorite.
Yeah,
Right, me too.
Yeah, the ones before have had a much richer mouthfeel. I think have been more flavorful. Have really carried the barrel aging quite well. I think this one just it's just a bit of a mess.
Yeah, I think the last one I had was the barcode red, the one with cinnamon in it. And
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
that one was like really thick and flavorful and really well balanced. This one is thin, but as you say, it's boozy, but not that boozy for me. But I'm still missing a lot of things in it.
I mean, you do like to do Slivovitz shots, so I can understand why this would be boozy for you.
Well, only in summers and it's March now, so that might explain why.
Okay. Marcus, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's quite strong. You can feel that, but I don't really get that super boostness. But I still miss some things in it. It doesn't really catch my attention the entire way.
Yeah.
And it got that kind of peated thing as well going on, and that was not super fun.
You're not a big peated
No.
beer fan. You're not a peated whiskey fan. No.
Martin is the boat liquor here.
I love peated whiskey. I love beers with peated components. So that part is actually pretty nice. But where are the barrels? You mentioned 3 different bourbon barrels,
Yeah.
and I'm not getting that much bourbon.
And honestly, I find that a lot of times when you get these triple barrel aged beers, it loses all the barrel characters, and you just get like super strong alcohol boozy notes.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting with this one is not barrel aging, but just booziness.
But I would say,
And I like to say booziness, not booziness. Booziness.
I think they're trying to do the same thing as Side Project do with their beer barrel time. That's also a blend between different kind of barrel aged beers.
But that's a better beer.
Yes, of course.
But
but
I would think if this was a blending of beers aged in different
Yeah,
barrels,
I
that would be
think-
one thing.
I think it is.
Is it? I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to tell, but sometimes when breweries say triple barrel, they take the beer, they put it in barrel 1, then they remove the entire beer from that barrel and put it all in a new barrel, and they repeat the process. And then, obviously, from the first barrel, those flavors are gonna get muddled or fade or whatever.
This one though is a barrel aged blend, so it's
Okay. Well, it doesn't say on the. It doesn't say on the can anywhere, so I guess maybe it's on Untapped.
Yeah,
There's a little bit more descriptive.
Yeah,
That makes sense as well, because moving a beer from here to there is not that fun.
No.
Yes.
I'm kind of disappointed in this.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed in this one. Who wants to go first?
It's like a 3.75.
All right, 275.
I wanted it to be better.
a week 4.
Week 4.
375 for me as well.
I'm giving it a 3.5.
Ooh.
I just think it's a real mess of a beer compared to all the others we've had, which have been so good. And I just think this one's kind of just all over the place.
Yeah.
So Stefan, is this beer the end of your sponsorship from the Moersleutel?
Well, you know, it's funny you should say that because before you arrived, I told Martin I'm probably only going to get one more box of theirs. Because the last, so I'm a member of the guild. I've talked about this before, and the guild is their exclusive mail order beer thingy, and they only do 400 boxes every other month. And the last box, it was basically just a big box of stouts, and I think there's like one IPA or two IPAs and one fruited beer maybe. And I feel like as the Moersleutel's kind of started to grow and they're starting to like do more stuff and trying to reach a wider audience, the quality started to slip a little bit, which you see a lot with breweries that are trying to move into larger footprint. And I think the one more box and then I'm good.
I have a thing that we should let this one sit until the end of the episode.
We can circle back around.
Because I feel right now it's already opening up a bit more.
Okay, well.
So it might get a bit better.
Maybe I'll revise my my feelings, and we've been recording for like 11 minutes at this point, so we'll see how I feel.
Yeah, Pontus is the better man. He's willing to give a second chance.
Yes, and we've been sitting open for probably about 15-20 minutes at this point, so we'll see how we feel. Yeah. Moving on.
So next
what
beer,
do we got next?
Pontus brought a beer from Boiler Brewing Company.
Out of Nebraska.
Yes.
Lincoln, Nebraska, even.
Ooh.
And I don't know any other towns in Nebraska, so.
And I
Are there any?
if I understood you correctly, Pontus, because the beer doesn't have a name, it has a sticker with a symbol. I think this is Bourbon S'mores.
Yes, that's correct.
And what's funny is once you know what's Bourbon S'mores, the iconography makes sense.
It's a barrel and then it's a s'more.
Yeah.
Right. But if you hadn't told me that, I'd have never figured out what the hell this was.
Oh right, so bourbon toasted coconut s'mores actually has a coconut in between.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, this is some heavy iconography, but
But it reads left to right. I mean, you got it right there.
It makes
It's
sense.
bourbon and it's a s'mores.
Yeah.
The problem is the icon for s'mores. I did not identify that at first.
It's kind of hard to
Yeah. That's not where I didn't know what the hell that was, like some sort of like chocolate ice cream or something.
So let's read the description
Okay.
from the interwebs. 8-year Elijah Craig barrel-aged, double-mashed Russian Imperial milk stout conditioned on heavy doses of toasted marshmallow, Madagascar vanilla beans, cacao nibs, and graham cracker. Light up those fire pits. Here's to the start of stout season.
What's the ABV on this?
The ABV is 12.
Okay, great.
Nice.
And it smells like marshmallow candy.
It does smell like
Yeah.
marshmallow candy,
It does.
It's super sugary.
like the Swedish what's it called, skum?
The white foam marshmallows, the fake marshmallows.
Yeah.
The sugar cubes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Kind of.
It calls
Yeah.
sockerbit.
Sockerbitar, yeah.
Sockerbita,
Sugar
yeah.
cubes.
Yeah.
It actually does smell like that.
Yeah, it
With that
does.
powdered sugar on it.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you touch them, your hand gets all powdery.
Yep.
That is what it smells like.
It smells really good. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mmm. It's a great mouthfeel on that. It's rich, a little oily, tons of flavor.
And that is straight up marshmallows though.
It's
Yeah.
really smooth.
Yeah.
It's really smooth and it's really
And
marshmallowy and
the ABV is well hidden as well.
yeah, there's not a single, you can't feel anything of the ABV in this one.
Take another quick drink. Because you do get it. But you gotta like double sip pretty quick.
Yeah, a bit up in the nose, but
Yeah, if you take a sip and then let it mellow out, it won't get that. But yeah.
the aftertaste is. Yes, it's Swedish sugar cubes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's my whole mouth is like filled with that candy right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it's just really, it's really sweet, but not in like a bad sugary way. Unfortunately, I don't get a lot of the chocolate and graham cracker and actually bourbon. I get like just a really rich mouthfeel and a lot of vanilla sugariness to it.
Yeah.
Which is very pleasant. But I don't think chocolate and I don't think graham crackers.
I could go for graham crackers would be a part of what I'm tasting, but maybe not chocolate. But what I'm focusing on is this is Elijah Craig barrels, because Elijah Craig for me is gut rot bourbon, really powerful, really like punch in the face.
Wild Turkey is gut rot. Elijah Craig can be okay, I think.
I've only had Elijah Craig straight up a few times, and the person who introduced me to that called it gut rot.
Gut rot.
That's where I got that.
Well, I think most of your bourbon barrels that you use for barrel aging are not of the highest quality of.
No.
I mean, if you've ever had Heaven Hill, that's not bragging. But yet, it is one of the most used barrels for barrel aging of bourbon.
Yeah, because they're cheap to get and they do their job in a good way. Like you get all the notes you need for a beer, so why not use them?
I think it presents, because you don't need the subtle characters that you get from, say, like a higher.
Pappy Van Winkle.
I mean, honestly, using a Pappy Van Winkle, you're paying for the name. You're not paying for the quality that the bourbon barrel is going to impart into the beer itself.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot more beers lately aged on Pappy Van Winkle barrels. So it seems like they've also grown up to see, oh, there's a beer scene over there, we can make even more money from our name.
Probably. But it's a minor part of, I can't think of the brewery, the distillery now that makes Pappy.
Isn't it Buffalo Trace?
Yeah, so Buffalo Trace, which makes a wide variety of cheap to super, super high end.
Yeah, they have everything more or less.
Right, and so I can't. And I think all distilleries probably have the same system. It's just they're not as hyped as Pappy is. But I don't think that if you were to take a Pappy barrel and then their most low end barrel, and you were to barrel age a beer in it, that you'd be like, oh well, the Pappy is so much better. If you were to blind taste, it would probably be. You'd probably think the lower end barrel is better tasting.
Exactly, it fits better for beer.
Yeah.
No, because usually those whisks, like those bourbons, they are usually extremely high ABV as well compared to the like cheaper ones.
Yeah.
Because most Pappys, they are, I think they're around like 60% ABV or something, somewhere around there. So if you compare that like to regular Buffalo Trace, which is only 40 to 45, then I think that's better for aging a beer in it, because you don't want all that super boozy flavors.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that Buffalo Trace and Pappy Van Winkle were related?
Yeah.
Did they maybe have been the same?
Because this is complete news to me. My mind is blown.
Weller is also the same distillery.
And Thomas H. Andy as well. The Sazerac, they're all under the same.
Yeah. It's distilled and bottled by the Sazerac Company at its Buffalo Trace distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky.
Basically.
My mind is blown right now.
Basically, Pappy and Weller are the exact same whiskeys, just different labels and different prices as well.
Wow.
I would say though, they have the top-notch Weller, which is the William LaRue, or the WLW, which for me is the best fucking bourbon ever made.
All right, it's probably a lot cheaper than the 20-year-old Pappy as well.
It is.
And
but back to this beer again.
I'm at a loss for words. I actually love this. I don't mind the lack of chocolate. It has chocolate. Come on.
Yeah, I think it's opened up a little bit more. I am getting more of a little graham cracker on the nose. I'm sorry, on the palate at first. It's not quite as vanilla forward.
Yeah, the balance is a lot better now compared to 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
For me, this is a 475.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I'd say strong 4 or 5, weak 4 to 5, somewhere around there.
I'm doing a strong 4 or 5.
I love it.
It's really good. I love it as well.
All right, so we've killed another 10 minutes. Do we circle back around to the Moersleutel?
Yeah.
Again, still really smoky nose, really peaty kind of nose.
No, it's worse
No,
now.
Yep.
it's worse.
Time
I
did not
have
improve it.
expectations for you.
Now it's
Could be good.
now we've introduced a little bit of cigarette ash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had
Yes.
to revise my 4 to a weak 375, almost up, down 3.5.
Yeah, I'm down
See?
to 3.5 now.
I nailed it from the top. You guys should just listen to trust
Yeah.
trust my rating. I'm telling you, I know how these things go.
You did nail it.
All right. So until next time, you can find us online at what's on podcast.com, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you can find high quality, the most elite of the elite, the super best podcast in the world.
It's Elite's podcast, and then it's us.
Exactly. You can find what's on tap podcast.com. So until next time.
Keep drinking, you dum-dums.